And for our next guest this morning, we have the great privilege of having Mr. Anastase Shyaka, a Rwandan ambassador to Poland, with us. Sir, it's a pleasure having you here with us today. Now, it's been 30 years since the Rwandan genocide. It was about 100 days where it seems like God had left the country. It was 100 days of almost an orgy of violence. I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about what led up to this 100 days, what led up to the amount of hatred that was necessary to bring this about. How did that hatred stir up and boil up for so long that it erupted in something like this?
Thank you so much, and thank you to have me here. 30 years ago, in 1994, Rwanda went through an unimaginable violence, a violence of genocide against the Tutsi that started in April 1994 on 7th. What we need to know is that genocide does not erupt just overnight. It is prepared, it is orchestrated by an existing regime, but also it is built on a certain ideologies. Ours was built on Hamitic theory premises that was construed here in Europe years back, but that was adapted in our context, divided the people. Rwandans used to be one people, one language. We have one language, but then it stratified it into groups, classes, and made them races, and later on ethnic groups, and then oppose them around power. But to sum it up, we had very bad politics with very bad leadership, and with the international community that didn't act accordingly.
That's right. When this was happening, I was still a little boy, really, but I remember the images shown on television. And I think that most of the world watched it all happen. They watched it happen on television. No one did anything.
The world watched it happening, but everybody saw it coming. So that's what is striking. And it happened, but what we need to say, beyond the failure of the international community, we have had some voices and some people, and even some countries, that tried to do something. But probably they were not enough strong to make a huge difference in terms of reducing the huge numbers of the losses. But at least we know we have had a few countries, Czech Republic, we have had Nigeria, we have had New Zealand, at the UN level. We have had some people, some soldiers who are in peacekeeping from Senegal. We have had even good people, just like a priest who was from Poland, who were there and tried to help and save some lives. So we are grateful for those good actions, but definitely 1 million of people of Tutsi lost in just 100 days because of hatred, because of bad politics, because of bad politics first locally, but also in a way in international bodies.
So do you think that this could have been avoided if international community would step in sooner or in larger scale?
The genocide against the Tutsi, it is all well known now. It was a preventable genocide. It was clear. We had the UN mission, UNAMIR in Rwanda. All reports were very clear there, but somehow nobody dared to really step in.
Yeah, there were a lot of political hurdles, especially in the United States. They had introduced certain policies, and it was against the policy to go in. And it was all politics, really, and it was bureaucracy and politics that prevented anyone from showing up.
It was all about bad politics. As I said, whether it is in Rwanda or in some of those countries, we had some countries that whose leaders of that time supported the leadership in Rwanda that was committing genocide. But as I said, that the past, Rwanda, we've tried to move on. We've tried to build a system that allows us to rebuild ourselves. We've created a system of thinking and a leadership that promote reconciliation and unity among the people, which allowed us to today to enjoy peace and security. We have moved on, but we have also opened our arms and our borders and our thinking to international people, to different countries. And we are happy to say that even those, we can't change the past, but we can craft a different future. That's what we are looking forward.
Which brings me to my next question, because I also do see that on your chest you have a pin that says Kwibuka 30. We also know that, let's say, this movement hails at Remember, Unite, Renew. And I'm very curious, how do you think that these kind of movements contribute to the process of healing and reconciliation in Rwanda 3 decades after the genocide?
So for us, Rwanda is one. And the Rwandans, we are one people. That's why we say in our language, Turabanyarwanda, we are Rwandans, beyond any difference. And that's where the future lies. The fundamental thing for us in everything is unity. So that's why we say we renew. But we have to remember. We have to remember so that never again becomes a reality. We have to remember so that we can forge a better future. And we have to renew because we have to create a growth and prosperity for all. So that's why remembering for us is very key. And that's why, as you said, today we are having here in Warsaw at Poland Museum that ceremony of Kwibuka 30 with many of these young people from Rwanda, but also with many friends, many officials from the government of Poland, but also friends from diplomats from different countries, and Polish from all walks of life, from the academia to business, to join us in this effort to perpetuate the memory, but also to look at Rwanda, which is today, we know Rwanda is a country that is at a high speed in growth, that has established a system of governance that is reputed to be one of the best on the continent. We are among the top 5 peacekeeping contributors of the UN missions, but also we have created a system that peace and security has become for Rwanda public good, and we are happy to share those public goods with our neighbors, as we do on the continent.
That's right. It's an incredible thing to realize. A lot of people take it for granted that peace and security is a public good.
Absolutely.
And it's not always there. And it's good to know. I'm hearing that a lot of Rwandans who had left, especially a lot in Tanzania, are coming back home. They're coming back to Rwanda. And I wonder how is Rwanda dealing with, I mean, it's only been 30 years. There are still a lot of people alive who were there during this horrible event. How do you prevent them from seeking revenge or from this hatred to reignite within their hearts?
So we have gone through, as a country, nightmares and challenges, but we found our ways. And it required 2 important things: good leadership and people's resilience. Rwanda has got both. We've got both, and we are building on it. Second, Rwanda is a country of hope, and the Rwandans, they believe in that. And everyone is working towards achieving that we can make it. Revenge wasn't an option in our political thinking. From the RPF strategic thinking, revenging would just kept us in the circles of violence which we wanted to put an end to. That's why we decided to opt. It's a very difficult choice, reconciliation in those contexts of ours, choosing unity, but we knew without unity we don't have nothing, we will lose our country, and we want to have it, and we have regained it. So it has created hope, and that hope keeps engineering the young generations to do even better than us and our fathers.
And sorry, just one thing. I think the story of Rwanda should be told all over the world to warn people about what happens when people are divided, when people have hate in their hearts, and when people seek revenge. What can happen? What happened there for those 100 days in 1994, it should be a symbol to all of us, I think, in the world.
I can't agree more. That's absolutely what we are looking forward to have, and that's why we keep every year on and on doing this remembrance, these commemorations, so that Rwanda also serves as a lesson that hatred anywhere, on any continent, if goes unchecked, it can create catastrophe.
Well, truly, it's a message that I believe that all of us, and it's a universal message that all of us have to hear.
That's right, and thank you so much for taking the time to come to visit us today and to tell us about this incredible story. And I agree with you, with everyone, that this story has to be shared and remembered by everyone for years to come.
And thank you so much for having me here. Thank you.